Starting with Jake. Other than our fellow delegates, what is your favorite part of YNG?
I think my favorite part of YNG is a fellow delegate put it best. It's politics without the politics. We get to come here and go into government and debate bills and talk about our ideas, but we don't have the influence of things like lobbyists and special interest groups and like the bipartisanship that plagues our political party system. Like now, you might be thinking like, well, we do have lobbyists, we do have political parties, we do have people trying to influence our votes. But what's so cool about youth in government is that it's all for the interest of the state. In real life, lobbyists might be working for a corporation to try to make the most profit, but here they're just trying to better the state. In real life, political parties might be corrupt and not working together, but here our political parties do come together to pass bills as one. We don't vote based on our party lines. And I just think it's so amazing that we can be a part of a program like this, and I can only hope that one day we can go on to be the next generation in the government and make our government like youth in government is.
I think one of my favorite aspects of youth in government is the way that we're treated here. I just feel like a lot of times in the world, people don't treat teenagers the way that I feel we should be treated. I don't think they value our opinions enough. And I know there's reasons for that, but I do feel like when we are here, when we are at Sacramento, I feel like the adults here and just we really value each other's opinions and the adults really value our opinions. And we just feel like we're more important, like we have a stronger opinion in society and that people really do care what we have to say and that our vote matters and our opinion matters.
I think it's a very unique experience for all the delegates within the program. They really get to see for the first time such an accepting field play for everyone. You rarely get judged by any part, whether it's the adults or other delegates within the program. And in addition to that, I think it's very inspirational to participate within the program. This is how things get done in the real world. We have to start a movement somewhere, and I think California's Youth in Government is the beginning steps to what will be a great change in the future.
I've had the opportunity to work with people that I've never known to be so passionate about something that was so non-existent in the place where I grew up. Where kids that I hung out with when I went to Y Camp, they weren't interested in this. Like, as a CIT, I had friends that were all my age, and none of them really were passionate about speaking for their voice and their opinions. And I think the fact that we can come together and be a sustaining force for the voice of youth is just an amazing thing. And the fact that we can meet all these people from all over California is just unbelievable. And I've made the best friends I've ever had in my life. And I love this program.
I'd say that my favorite part of youth in government is the fact that everyone can do what they're interested in. And it's not just government. It's actually, you can be in media, you can be in press. There's just so many different things you can do. And everyone can find something fun and interesting and just learn more being in this program.
Now we're going to go on to personal questions. Katie, we'll start with you. I'm sure you know that if you're elected, you'll be the first female governor in 7 years. What's it like being the only female who remains in the race? And why do you think there's a disparity in female representation in YNG?
You know, I think it's very exciting to be the last female candidate. I feel very honored to be able to be the last female candidate. And I feel like I am really representing the females in this program. And I'm very proud to be able to do that. I do think that, you know, in politics for many, many years, women have been underrepresented. And I feel like it's the same in youth in government. I mean, there was only 2 female youth governor candidates this year out of 8. And I mean, it's such a small percentage that the chances of a female winning are much slimmer. I do think that one thing I'd like to compliment the youth in government program on is that we have had 7 female youth governors in 63 years, whereas the California government has never had a female governor.
Amin, can you tell me more about your efforts in India?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what this really stemmed from is the inspiration I felt after Sacramento last year. In regards to, I felt like I should really try to go out in the world and make a difference. So with a little help from some childhood friends of my parents who happen to work in India's parliament today, I really got to start talking to them and then talking to principals around India at public schools, getting them to work with their students, getting them to have rallies, which hopefully over the summer I will be able to go speak at some rallies, talk to some students within India, and then really get the program going. Right now, though, they're just trying to find out like where is the Bob of India going to be? Where is the Sacramento of India going to be? Where are the absolute facilities? Like, who are going to be the Steve Lamonts and the Rolf Davidsons? Who's actually going to run the program? But besides that, there's a high interest level, and India's youth could really use the chance to be exposed to the strong values that we have here in youth and government, because their governmental system is extremely corrupt, and they could really benefit from it.
Maddie, tell me more about how you want to unite the youth and government program more with Kona.
Okay. Well, as I stated before, I think that we should have the ability to come together through YMCAs and through delegations, where we can have just things that are hosted by YMCAs to come together for our rights, and we can have. I've had a thought to have this fundraiser event in something similar to where Spring Conference is held, where Bob is held, where we can have people buy tickets to the fundraiser that were Youth of California. They would obviously have to sign a code of conduct and sign a waiver, and they would buy tickets to fundraise and support the annual sustaining campaign. And this would be able to represent fully the youth of California, and these opinions that they shared would be able to be expressed with the Conference on National Affairs delegates, so that they could bring this to their conference, and California's needs could really be represented on a national level.
Okay, Michael, how would you like to expand the sustaining campaign?
Well, one thing that I talked about in my speech about the sustaining campaign would be I want every single delegation to have at least one person who's a part of the sustaining campaign, because I know that for my delegation at least, we had multiple people in the sustaining campaign, so everyone in the delegation gave money to those people. So if there's no one in a delegation who has a way of giving money to youth and government, then all the people in the delegation won't be able to give money to the sustain campaign. I mean, I understand there are other ways, but having someone that you know ask you for money, especially if they see you on a daily basis, it's a very effective way to raise money for youth and government.
And Jake, you said you endorsed Jerry Brown as a candidate for California's next governor. What qualities do you think Brown has that you possess?
That I possess? That's a really good question. I think that Jerry Brown is definitely somebody who is not concerned with the whole political arena and the theater. Whereas, like, if we've looked in the past, there have been so many candidates for governor of California or for president of the United States that have been so caught up in their image or, like, making sure that they are presented a certain way or that their opinions come off a certain way. And I really like that about his candidacy, and I think you'll see the same thing in my candidacy. I try to be as real as I can. I like to represent myself, like, as who I am without trying to, like, make myself look a certain way, and, like, what you see is what you get with me, and that's the same way with Jerry Brown. And he also does really know a lot about the office of governor, and I feel like that's the same way with me and youth governor. I've gotten the chance to talk to a lot of previous youth governors to try to look how their influence shapes the program and what kind of influence they have and what kind of powers they have. And I understand the office really well, as he does with the office of California State Governor.
Thank you, candidates. Now, one more time, if you'd like to introduce yourself, starting with Katie.
I'm Katie Van Ginkel from CCY and the Lorax Party, and I'm running to be your 63rd Youth Governor.
I'm Amin Merchant from El Dorado and the Golden Party, and please check out ourcaliforniaagenda.com and start shaping the future.
I'm Matty Fishkin from the East Valley Family YMCA, and I do not affiliate myself with any party.
I'm Michael Sachs, and I'm running to be your 63rd Youth Governor from SDSC in the Leaf Party, and send me an email, youthgovernor@gmail.com, and I'll respond as quickly as possible.
My name's Jake Friedler. I'm from SRV Vi Lobo, and I'm representing the Toga Party, and I'm running to be your 63rd Youth Governor.
Thank you guys so much for coming. I wish you the best of luck. Delegates, don't forget to vote. I'm Sarah Haddam. Thank you for watching.